What a game. New England 52, Redskins 7. That tells you all you need to know. I mean, this isn't a game where it's closer than the score would tell you. It was just, a good old-fashioned barn burner. And, well, actually, barn burner isn't the correct term in that situation, is it? This was just a thrashing. And I want to say some things about the Redskins first. I mean, obviously, you got all the great things you can say about New England. They called a great game. They ran the ball up the middle to start the game, and as soon as Washington started biting on that, they went back to the quick slants. And defensively, they called the perfect blitzes and perfect coverages. But offensively, Washington has been bad all year. They had one good game against the Lions, a defense I don't respect on a week-to-week basis. And, they say Al Saunders is a genius. They say he's got this 700-page playbook, and he did all these things in St. Louis, and he did all these things in Kansas City. Well, he's not in he's not in Kansas anymore, excuse the pun. He isn't with the Chiefs anymore. He's got a different style of team in Washington. And he is not adapting. Based off what I've seen, that 700-page playbook is about 700 pages worth of screens and dump-offs. Because that's all I see out of this Washington defense. When you have Santana Moss and Antoine Randall, you go deep several times a game. You should be living and dying by the deep ball. That's not what you want your offense to do. But when your wide receivers are Moss, Randall L., and Brandon Lloyd, I think you have to go deep. I really do. So I'm calling him out on his so-called genius, because this happened last year too. And Greg Williams, man, you're supposed to be a defensive genius. That's what everyone says about you, because you're aggressive, and you're great blitzes, and you're great secondary. I saw pressure on Brady once all game, and that was when you forced the fumble on him. Other than that, he had all day in that pocket. That's the problem with teams facing New England so far this year. No pressure on Brady. You got to be more creative with your blitzes, I guess. And also, why are you playing off those New England wideouts? If you play off, they're just going to go to quick, short passes, go for the yards after the catch. They're going to throw it short to Welker or whoever else gets open and chew you up all day. You have to go to, press man coverage where you bump them at the line. You have to play bump and run. Even if that risks you getting beat deep or whatever, I think you have to take that risk, because at least when they go deep, you have a better chance of if they decide to go short. I think a genius defensive coordinator would have concocted a better game plan than that. So, I don't know, Greg Williams. Your reputation precedes you, but I'm not feeling it. And New England. I got flack for saying this before. Some people agreed with me, some people didn't. I'm not backing down. This New England team is so... I haven't seen anything as classless as this in a while, and I'm not going to blame the whole team. I'm not going to call out Tom Brady or Mike Vrabel or Teddy Bruschi. I don't think they're bad people. Well, none of them are bad people. This is just a game, but... Well, actually, I'm going to say this transcends the game to an extent. I do, however, think Bill Belichick is a pretty bad person. And I'll go into detail. I mean, Tuesday Morning Quarterback has now done 2 articles concerning Bill Belichick. I think you should all go read those. They sum up my thoughts pretty well, but here's the thing. You're up 38-0. You got your starters in, you're in a shotgun, and you're still going deep. Not only are you risking your star players to injury by a frustrated Redskins player, I mean, I could totally see Sean Taylor coming in on a blitz when the score was 38-0 and just, trying to take Tom Brady's kneecaps out because, one, he's a thug. There, I said it. He would do this because he's a thug. And, second of all, just because he's pissed off at the New England Patriots running up the score on his team. And who wouldn't be? I mean, that's just bad sportsmanship and shows a complete lack of class. And one day, it's going to happen to New England. Somebody's going to get intentionally injured because they're stupidly running up the score, and What are you going to say then? Is Bill Belichick still a genius? And, and then, of course, the backups came in, and I understand running your offense like normal then because you want to give your backup some reps, so whatever to that. But this has been going on most of this season, and I'm a Seahawks fan. I have nothing in that sense against New England. The last time my team played New England, it was 2004. The New England Patriots were the good guys of the NFL. They had class. They were the underdog story. Everybody loved the Patriots then, so it has nothing to do with that. And so don't go thinking that, because some of you guys, you must think I'm a Cowboys fan just because I made that first running up the score video. But you don't have to show class in the NFL. Of course you don't. There's no rule against running up the score. So of course you can do it. But I think what some of you guys have forgotten, and I know it's not the first thing you'll think about in most situations, playing football, and in Bill Belichick's case, coaching football it's what he does. It's not who he is. He coaches football, but that's not who he is. That's what he does. Football should not be his first obligation. His first obligation should be being a decent human being. And when you're talking about running up the score, and when you're talking about cheating, which implies that you think you are bigger than the game, and you are willing to try and destroy the competitive balance of the game just for your own benefit, and other stuff that Bill Belichick has done, there's a pretty long list. If you don't believe me, you can go look it up somewhere. Bill Belichick has never had a claim to class, but you guys can go look that up on your own. And, the first thing he is a human being, and he needs to show more class than this, I think, especially football provides so many role models for our younger citizens, and this isn't an underground cage fighting ring in Egypt or whatever. This is the NFL. I'll stand by what I said. Bill Belichick, it's like LT said, he's got no class. I've thought this for actually quite a while now. This isn't news to me. It's not news to a lot of people. Bill Belichick is a jerk-off, but, this season he's taking it to a whole nother level. Just, why do you need to do that? And, that's really all I can say about that, but you guys know what I'm saying. I know some of you guys will agree with me, but this is why I don't respect Bill Belichick. It's this kind of stuff. I don't think he's a genius of a football coach, but I don't think he's a decent human being. And I got several different examples I could use to back that up, and I already thrown out a couple, but do you really need to feel so big and mighty over the rest of the league that you just have to frantically try and run up the score? When the game is over, you keep going for it, and I don't know what it is. Do you want BSPN to be blowing you guys all week because you won by 40 points? Is that important to you? This isn't college football. I don't know.